Alright everyone, welcome back. I'm not sure you recall, but a couple weeks ago in a previous video when I was trying to start the bike, the battery unfortunately died, and after checking it, the battery was reading right around 10 volts, which meant it needed to be charged. So what I learned was that this lithium-ion battery required a special charger, and after doing some research I selected this Optimate lithium charger, which I'm really happy with. It did a great job of recovering the battery, and I guess it had high ratings as being a really good charger for the anti-gravity battery. So everything's charged up and we're ready to reinstall the battery box. Alright, battery's hooked back up. I'm about to do the first test start, and if all things go well, might take it for a little ride. Okay, just got back from my first ride, and I gotta say, so much was going through my head. It was that moment when you're thinking, you're doing a checklist in your head and thinking, okay, is every bolt tightened? Is everything fastened right? Is this thing gonna fall apart while I'm riding? Is it gonna blow up? And surprisingly, it did really well. It looks like the rear drum brake is out of adjustment, so I need to figure out what's going on there. Looks like I just need to tighten it up a little bit. It's also idling really high, and I'm not sure if that's a mixture problem or if I just need to adjust the idle. It idled around 1,000 RPM originally, and now it's idling right around 3. So I think if I can get that dialed back, we'll be good to go. And the only thing I noticed is that maybe I need to do a little bit of adjusting on the clutch. After that, it seems to be rideable. So I'm going to make a few adjustments, take on a couple more trips around the block, and I think it's going to be ready to rock and roll. So exciting. I'm so excited about this. This is so cool. Okay, quick update. Just got back from the second ride after doing a bunch of adjustments. Adjusted the clutch. That seems to be better now. Adjusted the idle, which seems to be better now. I think I got it right around 1,000 RPM, which seems to be comfortable. I probably need to get in there and adjust the throttle just a little bit, but no big deal. It's one of those things that just comes with more seat time. I adjusted the back drum brake. Seems to be good now. One thing I did notice, and I'm just going to keep an eye on it, was that I sat at the light down the street from my house for a lot longer than normal. The bike wasn't heavy enough to trip the light to give me the green, and I noticed that the thermometer, the thermostat reading on the gauge, was creeping up pretty high. Now it is about 90 degrees today, and it wasn't about the 3/4 mark. Didn't get any higher than that. Again, I was sitting with the sun facing the bike on hot pavement for, it seemed like a good 5 minutes at this light. So, I don't know if anything's going on there. I'm going to keep an eye on it. It did go back down after I continued driving for another mile or so. So, it doesn't seem like there's an issue with any kind of clogging. But I'm going to kind of wait and see. what's going on there. It could just be that's a hot day and I've just never seen the bike get that hot. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. I also need to look into seeing if there's any sort of bleeding or bubbles that can occur in these cooling systems. And if that's the case, when the bike cools back off, I'll top it off and see if that might just be the issue, that there's a bubble in there. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. If it continues to persist, I'll dig into it, and maybe a drain and refill is all that's needed. So we'll see. For those of you who have been riding Silver Wings or CX500s or 650s, what kind of temperatures do you see on the gauge on a 90-degree day in hot sun with no breeze? I definitely was above the 2/3, 3/4 mark, right around there. It wasn't all the way hot, but typically I've seen this bike float right around the center. So let me know if there's anything different I should be looking at, or if that's just normal. So looks good so far. I'm excited to get some more seat time on it, and I'll do another update soon. See ya.